Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Stalker25, and today I got another video about the upcoming Charizard raid. And by the way, thank you guys all so much, whoever did check out the original raid video that I made talking about Dachsbun, where I thought it might be a kind of like almost a sleeper Pokemon for this Charizard raid. But really quick, I got a couple more Pokemon that I think could be also relatively useful in this upcoming Charizard raid. Now, I got a couple things I do want to talk about really fast though, and that is this guy right here, Charizard. This is just a little bit of info on him. So it is 7-star raid. Charizard's main typings are fire and flying, so you do have to watch out for the stab attacks from those because those are also still stab. Now, those weaknesses don't apply to him anymore if you aren't aware how the Tera typing works or you're a little confused. So his Tera type is Dragon. The Dragon Tera type means he's gonna get stab attack dragon moves. Tera Blast is going to be a dragon type move, and it's going to go based off of, I believe it's a special attack move normally, but its damage applies from whatever the highest stat is out of attack or special attack. So it could be either one. We don't really know yet which one of Charizard's stats will be the higher of the two, what his move sets will be, but he basically has stab dragon moves and stab fire and stab flying. That means he just does, I think, 1.5 times damage or something like that. The school teaches you it, and I've already kind of forgotten. But you do more damage with those attacks or something like that. So another few things here that I want to point out is these are kind of the move sets I see Charizard having. I most likely see Flamethrower. You could put Flare Blitz there. You could put Fire Blast there as well. Maybe Overheat, maybe there's a couple other fire moves I could see him having, but I most likely see Flamethrower being there or Flare Blitz possibly. The other moves I see him having are Tera Blast in this moveset, possibly Dragon Dance if he wants to boost his physical attack even more and he gets faster, and then I see him having Iron Tail. From what I've seen on Cerebi, there isn't Wing Attack in his move pool this generation, so I don't know if Wing Attack's still a move or not, or what, or if it's just wrong or something like that. But Iron Tail and Metal Claw are the two I see him having the options of. Metal Claw can do the boost attack, I think, still, but I see Iron Claw being the one that they, or Iron Tail being the one that they give him more. This is more of a mixed attacker set that I see here, or there's the more special route that I could see them going, where they maybe go Dragon Pulse instead, they go Air Slash, Iron Tail, and Flamethrower for that move pool. And then the last little set of moves I could see him possibly having, I can maybe see a Thunder Punch in there for any like water options, like Azumarill possibly getting thrown in the mix. I can maybe see a Sunny Day Solar Beam set that he might set up. Brick Break possibly for anyone that's setting up screens, which I do have a Pokemon like that suggesting soon. And then Hurricane. So I could see those being all the moves that he might have. So, really quick, one thing I do want to talk about, and this is Dachsbun here really fast. Dachsbun, I did see a really cool suggestion online about changing Dachsbun's move set out, and that was with adding Howl. So this move basically will do itself and allies, it boosts their physical attack. So if you have a ton of physical attackers, which Charizard has lower defense, Howl would actually be a pretty good move to give to him, just so if you need to boost everybody up really fast. Another thing I do want to point out is Misty Terrain. Again, I don't know if this affects Charizard taking less dragon type damage as well. If it does, I would not suggest it. So really quick, I do want to test something. I found something out recently in a video from a separate YouTuber online, well, on YouTube in a video, that he brought up that, and this was a really good point, there's a nice little item that I have here called the Mirror Herb. From what I've seen, it's only available, and what I've heard, it's only available in Escarafa here, the water gym town on the left side of the map. If you go to the Delibird presence here, it is under battle items, and it is right here, 30,000. Another item I would recommend getting while you're in here is the Light Clay. This is going to be another one that sets up Light Screen and Reflect longer. I'd pick both of those up if you haven't done so already. I'm going to get Light Clay later, but I already got the Mirror Herb here. So if you come over here, one of the moves that I seen someone suggest for Dachsbun was Howl and also Wish. Now, Wish and Howl are both normally egg moves. You can't learn them unless you're breeding them down, usually in past generations. I don't know if this is the first game that's introduced this or not, but I guess this game now has a thing where if you come into a picnic and you have a Pokemon that you want the egg move on, and Dachsbun can only learn Wish through an egg move, you bring Luvdisc in here. Luvdisc has Wish. Luvdisc and Dachsbun will play, and then it gives the currently unbred Dachsbun the ability to learn that move. So we'll see if that was enough time. Hopefully it is. And let's check. Yep. So Dachsbun now has Howl and Wish. Howl I got from Houndour. Wish I just got from Luvdisc. So those are two Pokemon. Also, another one to note here that we're going to be talking about today is Azumarill. Specifically, we are looking at and talking about huge power version of Azumarill, which I don't have here. This is just a thick fat one. This is just Azumarill for an example. But if you want to get Belly Drum, another good Pokemon for Azumarill is Hariyama. That one learns it by level up. Luvdisc learns Wish, so that's a nice Pokemon that you'll want to have there. So first Pokemon we're going to talk about here right now is we're going to talk about Azumarill. Azumarill is a pretty good Pokemon for this because it's got the Water Fairy, so it's going to resist the fire with the water typing already. And then on top of that, you're going to want, realistically, you're going to want a version of Azumarill where the Tera type is Fairy. That is findable actually out on the map. You can find it out here in Kesaroya Lake. I believe it's right around here-ish. It's going to be an active Tera one in the wild. You could go find it, capture it. I believe it is always Fairy Tera type. So I'm going to go get that after this video. I'm not going to bother going for it right now. But I do want to bring us to this little window right here. This is Pokemon Showdown. So I did a little build here for us with Azumarill. We have Huge Power as the selected ability, so if you have an ability capsule, you'll want to switch it to this. This doubles Azumarill's attack. Now, one thing to note that I did find out is, unlike Dachsbun's ability, which it allows Dachsbun to not get hit by fire moves, well baked, during the raid, Charizard will nullify abilities and stat changes to the enemy side, your side. When he does that, for that one turn, Well Baked is disabled and Dachsbun can get hit by fire moves. This also disables Huge Power for Azumarill. So if Huge Power gets disabled, apparently Huge Power does not become re-enabled at all. Disables the Belly Drum buff, gets rid of the Huge Power buff, and apparently Huge Power doesn't come back. I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not. I've seen it talked about in a couple places on Twitter and other spots, and I just want to point that out. So Azumarill might be a bad Pokemon if that happens. If he nullifies your Belly Drum and everything and the Huge Power, then there's no point really bringing Azumarill, and Azumarill might be a bad option. Dachsbun, though, having the Well Baked disabled for a turn, it re-enables the turn after, apparently, so then you are also then immune to fire types again. You could also try a Flash Fire Pokemon like I think Arcanine or Houndoom and maybe get them like a Fairy Tera type. They might be a useful option as well. I'm not 100% sure because that also nullifies Dragon and the fire moves. But there's really, I don't think, a single Pokemon that has you covered on every base, especially if Charizard here has the move set right here of Iron Tail. There's no way you can stop everything, I don't think. So back to Pokemon Showdown though. The move set that I have set up here for Azumarill is Belly Drum, Play Rough, Drain Kiss, and Tera Blast. You could probably switch out Tera Blast for something else. I think Azumarill can learn Helping Hand. So yeah, you could probably switch out that for Helping Hand and then make Azumarill like an extra support Pokemon. And you do want the Fairy Tera typing, like I said, and on top of that, you also want the stats here of what I would assume is go with a Brave Nature, so you nerf speed, so you're not nerfing your special attacks, so you still have enough for like Draining Kiss to do something, since I believe Draining Kiss is a special move. It is, so you want to keep that. You'd want to have probably your EVs all leveled into your attack and HP, so then Azumarill would be bulkier and have more attack, since the Huge Power doubles your attack, so that 218 is then doubled to 400. So there's one that I wanted to talk about. Another one I really want to talk about here is Iron Valiant. I think Iron Valiant could be another really good one since it's a primary physical attacker and it's got the ability Quark Drive, which Quark Drive, just down really quick. Quark Drive is boost the Pokemon's most proficient stat on electric terrain or if it's holding booster energy. So you'd want to go with booster energy unless you're using like Miraidon or somebody else that could give you an electric terrain. So the moveset that I kind of thought of, and you'd want a fairy type Tera type. So luckily my Iron Valiant here is already a fairy Tera type, so you might just have to capture a couple. Mine's actually already adamant nature as well, which is pretty nice. But the moveset that I think would be a better one, mine is trash on my current one because I haven't built it yet, but you could probably go with like Sword Stance. Disable would I think be a really good one here, as well as Spirit Break. Spirit Break's pretty nice because it has a chance to lower the target's special attack. So if Charizard for some reason is a special attacker, then Spirit Break would be pretty nice for that. Otherwise, I think he can learn Play Rough, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'd be just looking over it, but probably no Play Rough then. So, Spirit Break, good move. And then you do have the option of Draining Punch as well, so you get a Stab Fighting move, Stab Fairy move. Draining Punch is going to get you a lot of health back, and on top of that, Iron Valiant has almost 400 base attack, well, 400 attack if the IVs are maxed out, which you just got to use bottle caps and go to that one mountain where I believe the Ghost Gym was. I could show you it on the map again after this. And then you want probably the maxed out attack stat as well. So another one that I want to speak about really quick is, I don't have this one in my party, but it is Baxcalibur. I think Baxcalibur could be an interesting one. Now this is a weird kind of set that I have here. This is with loaded dice. So loaded dice gives you the ability for multi-hit moves to always hit 4 times. So if you use a move like Icicle Spear, even though it doesn't have a lot of power, it might be pretty nice with the stab moves. You could go Tera Blast. Tera Blast might be pretty good, especially if you do the Tera type of what I recommend here, probably doing Fairy typing. You keep your Steel weakness, but then you become immune to, I think you resist fire, and then you become immune to dragon. So you pick up those resistances, you only get the Steel type, and you lose the Fighting type weakness in case Charizard for some reason has Brick Break. You could go with Icicle Crash as well, and make Charizard possibly flinch if the Tera raid bosses are allowed to flinch. And then you have Sword Stance again. Another moveset where you're probably going to go all attack EVs, all HP EVs. My Baxcalibur I have is set up more for all speed, all attack, so he's more of a glass cannon. But yeah, loaded dice. Oh, and then I forgot here. Thermal Exchange for his ability. Whenever he's hit by a fire type move, he can't be burned, and he also raises his attack by 1 stage. So Charizard hits him with a fire move, he'll raise it. If he changes into a Fairy Tera type, which might be a good typing for him, then he gets the resistance and a boost as well, because I think Fairy resist fire. One last Pokemon here that I want to talk about is another big boy here is Grimmsnarl. Now, I don't have Grimmsnarl just yet in this game. I actually haven't caught one yet, but I do have this Morgrim right here that is a Fairy Tera type, which is pretty good. But I think Grimmsnarl would be pretty good with Pranksters. That's the one that you're probably going to go with. You're not going to go with Pickpocket or Frisk. So you'll go with Prankster. This is where Light Clay comes in handy, because Light Clay is going to make, I think, all the ability. I'm clicking on the screen. Light Clay increases Light Screen and Reflect for 8 turns instead of 5, so they last even longer. Grimmsnarl probably is going to be here more as a support Pokemon. So depending on your EVs might be a little bit different. So the moveset that I picked out for him was Play Rough. So you get the chance to lower the target's attack. Spirit Break as well if you want to lower their special attack. If Charizard has a physical attack moveset, then I say you bring Reflect, reduces the physical attacks, and then you have Drain Punch as well for some just healing. And then again, go with the Fairy Tera type. This Grimmsnarl set that I have here is a Adamant one, so you're freeing your special attack, you don't need it. You're fully EV trained, you don't need special attack EV here, so if you want to save a bottle cap, if you don't have it, then don't worry about that. Or IV. Your EVs, you're going to go probably all attack, all HP, unless you want to do more of a supporty one, which this is the one I have here. I did this one more of like kind of a little bit over half for attack, This one has some all HP, and then it's got a little bit of special defense in case Charizard is a special attacker. Now you could reverse the roles. If Charizard's physical attacker, you could boost the physical defense on your Grimmsnarl here. And the moveset is pretty much the same, but this time I added Torment to it. I dropped the Play Rough because this is assuming that Charizard is a pure special attacker with his moveset. So you go Torment, so it can't use the same move twice in a row. If there's like a problem move, like let's say he wants to use, let's say he has a Steel move, you hit Torment on that, he can't use it twice in a row. As far as I'm aware, that might be the case. I don't know if it affects the raid bosses because I haven't tested it yet. But then you have Drain Punch for healing again. Spirit Break again reduces your special attack because this is assuming this Charizard has a special attack moveset. And then you go Light Screen instead of Reflect. You could also do Torment on this one here if you know that he doesn't have any special attack moves. You could drop Spirit Rank, go Torment here if Torment does work. Again, as well, Misty Terrain, as I believe learnable on Grimmsnarl 2. Yeah, he can learn it, so he can learn Misty Terrain. So if Misty Terrain doesn't, if you don't have any dragons on your team, but you have some people that aren't fairy types and they can get hit by dragons, like let's say you have an ice type for some reason or something like that, or a different typing, you could always bring Misty Terrain to reduce his dragon type attacks for whatever reason. So those are all the ones that I have here that I have as a suggestion. I think Grimmsnarl will be a pretty good support Pokemon. And I think Iron Valiant might be a really good attacker. The thing is you gotta get away from that fighting type, so you'll have to Terastallize at some point. Otherwise, if Charizard has any flying moves like Hurricane or Wing Attack, they're gonna hurt you really bad. So as soon as you could Terastallize Iron Valiant, you're probably gonna want to. But if there's no flying type moves on Charizard, then Iron Valiant's pretty good. Azumarill, iffy. You're gonna want to do, like I said, the belly drum strategy, so you go get yourself a Hariyama, get yourself your Azumarill from the lake, and then you'll have to set them up together. As well, really quick, if you do want to do any of your EV training, I'm going to put some images up on screen right now. These are the Pokemon I suggest. So if you're going to do special attack EVs, we'll say that really quick. Keseroya Lake is a really good option. You have Goomy, Sliggoo, Altaria, and Swablu there. If you want to do the Gothitelle route, you could go over here to the Alfornanda town, and Alfornanda, around this whole zone up here, there is Gothitelle, the whole Gothitelle line spawns there, so you could do your EV training there for your special defense. If you want to EV train your attack, the place I recommend is right up here, North Province Area 1. I believe this was the Bamboo Forest? Yeah, Bamboo Forest here. So this is where all your like Luxrays and Shinx and Ursaring and Teddiursa and all those guys spawn. If you're in the higher levels, those are all like level 50s. And then if you want to do your HP EVs, you have this option here. I believe HP EVs were Marill, Azumarill, Slowpoke, and Tropius were like the big ones here. It's in the images, it's going to be on screen right now. I don't have it pulled up in OBS to display it. Yeah, if you want to do your maxed IVs, if you aren't going to do the berry route, which go to Delibird Presents while we're here, you're going to go to General Goods, or not berry route. You're going to want to pick up all these things. Specifically, you're going to want to get Power Weight, Power Bracer, and you're going to want to get Power Band or Power Belt if you're boosting your defense or your special defense. And if for some reason you have a special attacker, you want to get Power Lens too. And then if you want to max out your IVs, you're going to want to grab a couple bottle caps here, and then you'll want to go to the... Open the wrong place. You'll want to go up here to the place right here. I think it's this one. Montevera? I think it's Montevera or whatever. This mountain up here where the ghost gym is. You'll come up here and you'll talk to the dude standing here with the Obama Snow. I think he's right here. Yeah, you'll talk to this guy. And if you have any bottle caps and you have any Pokemon that you want to get your IVs maxed, maxing your IVs basically just makes it to where you don't have to breed your Pokemon for your maxed IVs. So you could just take any old Pokemon, max their IVs out, and the IVs are like I said, the bred stats. Also, if you go back to Casrafa, I should have done this one here. There is Chansey Supply on the opposite side of the town from the Delibird Presence. if you want to do your EV training, you can always, if you just have a ton of money, you could always just go buy vitamins from any Chansey supplies. They should sell, most of them should be sold at all of them. Chansey Supply is just going to be right over here. And it's right in here, I think. Nope, this is not Chansey Supplies. Okay. Chansey Supply is right here, my bad. You just go in here, and you just say, I want to buy, and then you have all the vitamins, and you have your ability capsule. Well, it can cost you a lot of money. You get the PP ups as well, in case you need to max out any of your moves, but you could always just buy these. You could try the auction house. Maybe the auction house gets you lucky there, and then you have all your mints here as well. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know any strategies, since I'm going to post this video on the 30th. I'm recording it on the 29th. So we have a day left from when the video goes live of Charizard coming out. Let me know if you try any of these Pokemon, and let me know if they work for you. And as always, would always appreciate a like and subscribe. Does help out the channel a lot. Do greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you for watching the previous Dachsbun video. I didn't expect it to blow up as much as it did. And if you do want to see anything that this video didn't explain, maybe the Dachsbun video explained it as well, if you want to go check that out too. So links will be, probably the card will be popping up around now. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Catch you in the next one. Bye.